Hi, I'm Paul, and this is The Golf Show. Hi, I'm Paul Hemlin. Welcome to episode 4 of The Golf Show. On this week's show, I interview Simon Hurd of Druh Belts. We have an update on the World Handicapping System with our regular rules feature, and European Tour player Dave Horsey asks the golf quiz question. I'd like to thank everybody who's watched our episode so far, but if you are new to this channel, please consider pressing that subscribe button. Okay, enough from me, on with the golf show. Over the last day or two, I've seen a lot of people going on social media and posting what they think is their new golf handicap, when actually what they're posting is their handicap index. If you remember from the review we did on episode 1 of the golf show, we talked about you will get a handicap index, which is based on your best 8 of your last 20 scores. But that handicap index is portable and will change depending on which courses you play at and which tees you play off. So using me as an example, my handicap at the end of the season was 10. I've been on the England Golf website and my new handicap index is 8.6. So for a second or two I thought, great, I'm a single figure handicapper. But what you've got to then do is multiply that by the slope rating and use a formula for the course rating to then work out where your playing handicap will be on the day. So here's an example. At Fulford Golf Club, the slope rating is 142 and the course rating is 73.6. What I need to do to work out my playing handicap is times my handicap index of 8.6, and then there's a formula where you've got 142, which I say is the slope rating, where you divide that by 113. 113 is what the USGA think the standard slope rating should be for a golf course. Then you've got to add that to the difference between the course rating, so here 73.6, and the par off the white tees at Fulford, which is 72. So that gives me a handicap index of 12.4. So I'm going to be playing off 12. Now, that's not that different to what I was playing off before. When you think I had a 10 handicap, par 72, but the competition standard scratch was 74. So I would have got those 2 extra shots anyway. But I just sort of put this video out there just so people could see that what they're actually getting is a portable handicap index and not a new handicap. I'm joined today by Simon Hurd, the founder of Druh Belts. Simon played for several years on the European and Asian tours before coming up on the idea of a venture to create the best belts in golf. He wanted them to be fun, funky and stylish. Simon, hi, thanks for coming on the golf show.
Yeah, nice to meet you, mate, nice to meet you.
So, it must be a bit of a change going from being a touring professional to running a successful clothing business. Tell us a bit how that came about.
Yeah, I used to room with Ian Poulter. He was my roommate for like probably 3 years on the Challenge Tour, and then when we got into the main tour, we were both sponsored by a Savile Row tailor, and he was supplying myself and Ian with clothing, and he was a little bit inconsistent. The stuff came, it was a little bit different sizes and things like that, and Ian wore it as the kind of the world, so he wore it probably for around 2 or 3 years, and then he started his clothing brand IJP, and we could never get a black and a white belt, and I was just kind of interested in colours, and Ian met a guy in America in Atlanta. We got some belts made, but they were 500 quid each.
Wow.
And I was like, it was all right for Ian, he was playing on the PGA Tour, and I was still not quite in the top 200 in the world, so for me it was an expensive experience going there, but what an amazing experience. And I just thought if we could bring amazing amount of colours for a fraction of the cost, we could kind of try and have a business. And people scoffed and laughed at me to say, you're going to make money out of belts, but we're 10 years down the line, and it's been tough over the last 12 months for all of us, but we were in 15 countries and doing well over $1 million, so it was a good business, but it took a hit over the last 6 months, but we'll be all right, and we'll crack on.
And why belts? Because you were famous for wearing your pork pie hats.
I know, yeah, well that's what my business partner said when we started. The company's based in Hong Kong, and he said, why don't we do some hats? I was like, no, that's maybe when I was playing, but yeah, it was good fun at the time. I probably carried 6-7 different pork pie hats when I was playing in Asia, and I got voted the stylish player on the tour, so that was quite interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of lads laughed at home, but that was quite cool. Just the belts have kind of kicked on, and I've done much more than I could ever imagine. My business partner's been amazing, Alec in Hong Kong and Iris who run it, and our factory down in Thailand. The people have just been, we're like a small family. There's only 12 of us in the business. So.
And I've seen Lee Westwood regularly wear them, but I've also seen John Daly and Tiger Woods wear your belts. How did that come about?
I know that was the John Daly. I've been looking after him now for 7 years. I manage him away from America. Bud looks after him in America, and then when he comes out of America, I have the pleasure, not always the pleasure of managing John Daly, but and the Tiger Woods thing was at they used to play the Isleworth tournament where all the courses used to play together, and Tiger wore it, and it was a funny story because when you put the belt on the teat of the belt, it has a little rubber end. You've got to pull it off.
Yeah.
And he's in the locker room and he said, "Hey, belt boy." I was like, "All right, man, how you doing?" Tiger there. And he said, "This thing doesn't fit." So I said, and I had to go up to him and pull it off. I was like, Jesus, God, the Tiger's lower regions here. Pulled it off and he went, "Hey, good man. I'll speak to you later." So that was cool, yeah. So
belt boy, love it.
belt boy, hey, belt boy. Laughed about it.
Your belts are really good quality products. Was it always the intention to go for the sort of Rolls Royce, the premium end of the market?
Yeah, I mean, all the belts are handmade. For the first 5 years of us making the belts, were all handmade. And then we brought out the players collection just to kind of get them to buy that, and then they aspire. It's 120 quid, but it's handmade, and I know what internet orders come in, so I know that people still like to buy a quality handmade leather belt. So.
And do you still sell them in pro shops?
Yeah, pro shops we're launching again, kind of, because we lost a lot of salesmen over the last 6 to 8 months. So I've got Mike Smith who's running the UK side of it, and Forrest in the office now. So we're having another good push at it. But we'll do we'll probably do around about 30,000 units.
Fantastic.
So it's,
I've always been really impressed by the way that they're displayed in the pro shops and the stands that you have, and it all looks really good quality.
Yeah, that's what we kind of bang the drum about. We've stuck to belts. We do a little bit of clothing and accessories, but it's mainly the belts, and that's what kind of we've stuck to, because we know that if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
So,
and at first, did you design the belts, and do you design?
Yeah, I designed the idea of kind of the different buckles and the kind of the buckles. It's funny. Sometimes the people just want to interchange the buckles. They'll have 20 different buckles, only a couple of different belts. But the designs were all my idea. We've got a little bit of ideas from the Italians, who are really cool and stylish people, and we've just launched a limited edition Italian range, which is really nice.
And it's not just for men, is it?
No, absolutely not. We've done the last 4 Solheim Cups for both teams. Well, last year we didn't do both teams, but we've done the 3 before that. All the girls were wearing them, and they are unisex belts, so the colours. And we do thinner belts as well, but mainly the ladies are wearing the thicker ones, which goes through the 95% of the loop, so it's quite cool.
Fantastic. My wife's been having a look at the website when I said I was coming to interview you, and I think you might be getting some orders from you this afternoon, so I might see those at full soon.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
When you first started, how long did it go from having that sort of light bulb moment to selling your first belt?
I was playing still on the Asian tour, and I got these belts, as I said, from America, from Atlanta. And I was in Thailand playing in the Johnny Walker. I had a really good week, and I was walking down the front with my wife and my first child, Evie, pushing her along, and this guy was selling belts. I thought, oh, that's quite cool. Went into the shop, showed him what I was wearing. I said, "Can you copy this?" And he said yes. So the next day I went down, had a bit of a light bulb moment, like you say, and I thought, right, okay, can you give me some swatches? So he gave me a big piece of leather, very Thai kind of idea, probably as big as this table, and he just plonked all different styles of leathers on there. And the week after, I was playing in China in the Volvo China Open. I went on the driving range after I'd finished playing in the morning, went down the range to all the players saying, "These are $50 each, lads, you want one of these belts?" And I sold 100 belts, and I thought, wow, it's paid for my experience.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought I've made $1,500 out of that. That's a good idea. And then the week after I did it, and then this chap, Alec, who I met, he owned a brand called Yes Putters. And he was looking to do other things, and he has other businesses, and he just said, "Why don't you give me an opportunity to show you what I can do, help you what he calls it the back end, and also sourcing, which is very difficult in China to get the buckles and all the stuff." And he's been my wingman now for 10 years, and I've never looked back really, so it's been great.
Fantastic. And the materials you use are all natural and they're all sustainable?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we kind of try and keep, we're going to look at some kind of the vegan, we do different vegan leathers and
Excellent.
Try and find out a little bit more about all that, because at the moment, if you look at all the things that's happening in the world at the moment, I think it's good to try and cut everything out. Plastic will always be there, but trying to cut down on things like that, that's what we'll try and do.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of custom options you've got on the website as well. Have you had any, and people can personalise them as well, have you had any unusual requests?
Well, I had a guy from Japan, he was a 68 waist sumo wrestler.
68
and he said he was 68 waist, that was an interesting one. And I got this email from his agent, and he said, "Simon, can you make some belts for this guy?" I went, yeah, fine, we can make any size belt. Anyway, wow, 68 waist, and we made that for him. And then I had a guy in Thailand, and his nickname was Jumbo, and he was 65 waist. I was like, "Do you know I'm going to have to charge him more?" He said, "Don't worry, charge me what you want. I've never had a belt that fits me ever." So,
oh, that's brilliant.
Funny that little kids say, "Can you make it fit me?" And now the belts are cut to size, so it's brilliant. So a little kid who's 20 waist, a guy who's 68 waist, you've got to make it a bit bigger for him, but yeah, it kind of rolls right through the thing, but yeah, it's quite cool.
Excellent. You have quite a lot of special features, reversible, changeable buckles, that kind of thing, which give people, you know, a lot of versatility, that, as you say, they can get 20 buckles and 2 belts. That's great for people, you know, it keeps the cost down and gives them a lot of options. Yeah,
I mean, like I say, the leather lasts forever, so people say, as I've said, you get some people, £100 for a belt. We make the best belt, and you know, you can interchange it, and it's great. And the reversible one now in the weave, where you just flick it round, you can wear it with a DB or you wear it plain. It's done really well. So
I was going to ask you about the weaves as well, because I'm a big fan of the weave style belts. I've got one of your leather ones on today, but I saw they were reversible. Have they been quite popular?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, the good thing about them is that they are elasticated as well, so you don't have to find the hole. A lot of people have said since lockdown they're going down another hole the wrong way. So the weave don't give you that much feedback on it if you put any weight on or not. So, but they've done really well. On a serious note, they're a lovely belt, and it's just something different where we're doing 3 colours in it: black, blue, and white. And
do you think you may do more of that range?
Yeah, I think we may do. Yeah, I mean, we're speaking to the Italians and the Turkish at the moment about doing all different styles of stuff, really. So just got to keep you on your toes, because leather's always going to sell and will always be our kind of #1 selling, but other things are nice just for to kind of wear away from the golf course as well.
And COVID aside, and goodness knows how long it's going to take, what's next for Druh belts?
I think we just, I said to my business partner, we just sit hold tight at the moment and just try and come out with some new styles, and then just, it's nearly after COVID, it's going to be really like a relaunch, you know, to the countries that have really been hit hard. Yeah. And for us, we've had a good 5 years, so we can sit and wait kind of till we ride it out, fingers crossed, by some early start of next year, and we can really push it and really have another good go at it, because Korea and Japan were flying, and then they'd licensed the brand, they were making clothing with the Druh, it was amazing, and then it's just gone bang like that. But I'm not on my own, so we just got to try and ride it out, and fingers crossed we'll be all right.
Well, I wish you the best with that, Simon. Thank you very much for your time.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming over, mate. Top man. Cheers.
In this part of the golf show, I like to explain each week some of the fundamental rules of golf as simply as possible. And today I want to talk about why, if you don't have one of these in your golf bag, you could unnecessarily increase your score. And the reason for that is marking golf balls. Now, the rules don't say you have to mark your golf balls, although it is advisable. But if you don't, you can run into situations where you have to take the worst possible outcome. So imagine I've not marked my golf ball. Today I'm hitting a Titleist 4. I head it down into the trees. I don't see it finish. So I tell my playing partners I'm hitting a provisional. I hit another Titleist 4, and it goes exactly where the first one's gone. I mean, that's fairly common. We do that all the time. If when I get there and I find one ball, if I can't identify it uniquely, I've got to take that as a provisional. That means I've had a penalty shot off the tee. I'm now playing my 4th shot. Even worse, if I find both balls, and they're both Titleist 4s, both out the same sleeve, and I can't identify which was the first one and which was the provisional, I've got to make a decision as to which the provisional was. I've got to play that ball. The original ball is now classed as lost, and I've had a penalty shot off the tee because I've played my provisional, and I'm now playing 4. So all you've got to do is get your pen, just put a unique mark. That's the Titleist 4 with 3 black dots. If I was hitting a provisional and I know I've hit a Titleist 4 with 3 black dots and I've only got Titleist 4s in the bag, I'm going to tell my playing partners, this one's got 4 black dots. It's really simple. You're going to kick yourself if you don't do this, but just be aware that you should mark your golf balls at all times. It's not a rule of golf, but it is advisable.
Hi guys, I'm Dave Horsey. Between 2010 and 2015, how many times did I win on the European Tour?